never the one to write up a song for just anyone. I was always the one to find myself lost in long conversations, oh, 'cause I've always been told that things will unfold if you keep on waiting. But then you came along and proved me all wrong. I was so mistaken, 'cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby. I was never the one to give up the ghost. No, I was so stuck. I kept on playing my part, wanting to give up 'cause nothing was changing. But with you it's so clear, and now that you're here I see colors in every spectrum. Guess I finally learned my lesson, 'cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby. Myself, and I'm thinking out loud, we won't need nothing else for the rest of our time. And I know it so well, I will always be by your side. 'Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby. Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby.
Good morning everyone, hope you're doing well today. I'm joined today by my two kitty cats, Echo and Rory. Lots of you love videos of Echo and Rory since I brought Echo home. I'm not the centre of attention today, so it's absolutely fine. I thought I would do an updated video of them together because they've changed so much since we brought Rory home, and I've not documented Rory's childhood enough, so hopefully today I managed to capture some of his character. Yes, oh dear. We're having a bit of a problem at the moment because Rory loves anything that contains dairy, so cheese, buttered toast, coffee, milk, shortbread biscuits, literally anything with a high milk content, he's there, and he thinks it's his, especially as well raw chicken. I just can't cook with Rory around, it's a nightmare. So when I'm trying to make my morning coffee, he just shouts so loud, a bit like this, but it gets worse, so I'll try and document it. And sometimes I cave and give him a tiny bit of milk, but I know it's terrible for them and they're not supposed to really have it. I think my mum's vet once said to her about my older cats from when I was a child that it's like them eating a cheeseburger or something, like it's really bad. I'm not too concerned because Rory's tiny and he needs to gain some weight anyway, but it's not good because he's getting a bit obsessed, I'm not gonna lie. So this is the standoff we have every morning. He just sits and shouts at the fridge. It's cute and I love them both because they're just so funny, and every day they're so different. Like every day they're in a different mood. They either like each other or they don't. This morning they seem to be liking each other. Some days we wake up and they're both on the bed. Some days we wake up and neither are on the bed. This morning it worked out so that Rory was on the bed and Echo was on the floor, but I always have my morning cuddles with Echo. Rory loves a cuddle, but on his own terms, which you'll see later on. He's the most cuddly, sort of in the mid-afternoon, whereas Echo full cuddles in the morning. And he said hello to everybody. Hello. Has he got bigger since last time I showed you guys? I guess you see him in each week's vlog, but his colour is coming out so beautifully now. I can't believe the difference in colour. I'll show you Echo. Here's my Echo-lecus. But look at this beautiful tail. Are you beautiful? Right, okay. I'll share the day with you and try and capture as much of the cuteness as I can as we go forward. They usually have a mid-morning nap. Sometimes they play, sometimes they don't, like I said. So fluffy now. I need to give them a brush today. Every day's different, so let's see what we have in store today. I'm going to try and make my coffee and hopefully you're not going to shout the whole way through. Are you going to shout the whole way through? Hey? You look very sad. Oh dear. Goodness me. Goodness me. It's not Rory food. It's not Rory food. No. No. Oh, beautiful. I get all the kisses when you want milk, right? I'm gonna give him the tiniest, and I mean tiniest bit. Can you hear him? He's so out of tune as well, which I think makes it so much worse. Okay, okay, come on then. There you go, enjoy. Well, enjoy the piece for about 5 minutes. Oh, don't you start too. Don't you start too.
Putting our life in boxes, erasing the memories so you won't notice. I'm taking the time to focus. You're by yourself, I'm by myself. Wish I could solve your problems.
So I'm just eating my breakfast and Rory has come and sat right here. He's such a snuggle bug. He just loves being around people, don't you?
Paintings, and I'm so tired of being honest to everyone but myself. I do it so well.
Very good old man.
Daddy tends to glow the best. Because no one quite gets it like that. Yeah!
This little man's awake. And by awake, I mean demanding. What do you want? That's a good boy. Yeah? Oh, a nice bath on your scratching post. Do you want some food? Are you hungry? Hey?
We were so good at flying, but we can't keep flying. We keep getting stuck on the wrong side of the mountain. We were so good at trying, but we can't keep trying. Cause
It's nearly 1:30. And Rory's happy in his little castle. Are you happy in there? Hey? And Echo looks very content. Oh, bless him.
It's just all leg and fluff.
It's just all legs. How is that comfy? What are you doing? What are you doing? What into your toy basket? Hey? You're full of beans now. Are you? Echo's awake. Da, 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 da. What are you doing? What are you doing?
we gave it so many chances. When we saw the signs, we just kept dancing. And the nights always seemed so endless. Thought it would last, now it's in the past. We were so good at flying, but we can't keep flying. We keep getting stuck on the wrong side of the mountain. We were so good at trying, but we can't keep trying. Cause we only end up on the wrong side of the mountain. last forever. Keep taking my time through boxes and light. We were so good at flying, but we can't keep flying. We keep getting stuck on the wrong side of the mountain. We were so good at trying, but we can't keep trying, 'cause we only end up on the wrong side of the mountain. We were so good at flying, but we can't keep flying. We keep getting stuck on the wrong side of the mountain. So good at trying, but we can't keep trying. We only end up on the wrong side of the mountain.
You're having so much fun. What are you doing? Rory? What? Leave it alone. Leave it alone, Rory. No. Get down. Get down. Whoop. Good boy. So it's cracking on. It's nearly 7 o'clock. This boy is resisting going to sleep for some reason today. He's just very watchy. This is his favourite perching spot. Oh, look at that face. Are you a happy boy? He likes to lay up there or go into this little bed. Bless him. Echo is still very happily asleep. I think this might be his new favourite spot with his little head on the pillow.
The sky I have ever seen, the most colorful one like a dream. You wake me up with a new white smile, and I know I'm truly alive. I wanna save every moment now. Hold tight, my love, we got this one right. And if they ask us where we've been.
So it's 10:30 now and the boys are eating their tea time meal. What I'll do is whatever they leave, I usually just take upstairs to bed with us. But yeah, they're hopefully awake now for the evening. They've had a good long sleep, so we'll probably head up to bed very soon.
Got a 2319! We got a 2319!
Extra points if you can guess the film that's from.
Get in!
Get a piece of masking tape.
He's purring and growling at it. Why are you taking it? That's no, don't eat it, you silly boy. You're growling.
Yeah.
Oh, what a catch!
You can tell the difference between dad games and mum games.
Yep. Who's gonna get it more tired out for bed? Oh God.
Parkour.
You got me. It's a great catch.
It's so good how he lands on his feet.
I'm glad he doesn't land on his face. That's a terrible throw.
Get it. Retrieve. Take it back to dad. Take it back to dad.
This way, Robbie.
Roo. He has to play with it first.
Ready? Go on then. Bring your kill. Close enough. Thanks.
Woo! Where, oh where might Rory be? What are you doing down there? Come on, silly boy. You on guard? Hey? Come on. Out you come. Rory. Are you happy in there? He has literally never stepped foot in that bed?
Not once.
Not once.
We tried to put him in the bed, we tried to put him on the bed, and every time we do, he's like, no, parachute pause, get me away.
You funny little creature. I was saying to Dom the other day, Echo really likes squishy soft surfaces at the minute, but for a long time he was more about hard wood or like really firm surfaces like the floor, the table, the stairs, and he just wasn't interested. But he started sleeping on the bottom of the bed, he sleeps more on the sofa, and he's just gone into there and just been so happy with his little squishy bread making paws. So it's funny to see them change, and I guess it makes sense. I've always wondered why he wants to sleep on a hard floor rather than a nice comfy cushioned sofa, but hey, there you go. Come on, bedtime. Yeah, bedtime. Echo. Come on, let's go. Come on. Yes, upstairs then. Upstairs.
4 steps to try and cut you off and steal your food from you.
Come on then.
I'll steal your plate of food from you. What?
Come on then. I know. If you've watched my cat videos a lot, you'll know we used to close the door, keep Echo and Rory in with us, but we stopped doing that soon after we got Rory because it was the middle of summer and it was like 30 degrees in this room and it was just too much for all of us, so we had the door open and they've been absolutely fine. So we just leave it open, but 9 out of 10 they're in here with us. Occasionally they'll sleep out on the landing or in the bath or on the bath mat, but usually Echo's in front of the mirror there and Rory's on the bed, or Echo will sleep in the window, like on the windowsill, and Rory sleeps between us here. Every day they just do what they want, and I think that's the best part. But they're always near us, always with us, and yeah, we just leave them to it really. So I just feed them their last food for the day, then they understand that it's bedtime, and we all just go to sleep, turn out the lights, and that's that. Good night, beautiful. Night night. Welcome to a completely different day. I completely forgot to film the Q&A in the middle of the video, so I thought I would finish the video with a quick Q&A because I've been promising one for a long time. I've just put loads of treats on the cat tree, so hopefully they'll go find them all. You never really know how it's gonna go. So let's jump right in. So one of the first questions I got asked was how much do they both weigh? We've just weighed them. Rory is 4.1 kilograms and Echo is 6 kilograms. Oh my goodness me. I noticed Rory is now cleaning Echo. Would you say Rory is now the dominant one? I would say it changes with each day, with each groom. They kind of do a bit of both now. I would say Echo is still the dominant one when they're having their proper fights. They don't hiss, they don't growl, but they do sometimes have little standoffs with their ears back. And in those cases, Rory makes lots of noise, but Echo generally wins. How do you cope with bees? Do they want to catch them? The answer to this is yes, they do, and Rory's been stung, Echo's been stung. The only thing I could say is to just keep your eye on them while they're outside. If they do get stung, you just have to go with it. We rang our vet straight away and she wasn't too concerned. I think if they're going to have a reaction, they generally will within the first 15 minutes. This is a TMI question. They've said, so gross, but have you had stuck poo in bum fur? How do you guys deal with it? If they're constipated, then yeah, that's not so bad. I just like take some tissue and pull it off. If it's sort of a diarrhea situation, I'll generally put them in the bath and use the shower head to clean them off. It makes very, very wet kitties and they don't like it at all, but it's the easiest, cleanest way, and I've got some cat shampoo too. Doesn't happen very often, but if we switch food around or if they eat something they're not supposed to, then that can happen. How easy, hard was it to litter train them? Thankfully both boys were litter trained. I should move this so you can see Rory a little bit more. You can't see Echo now though. Are you okay there? He's just sat here, look. Look. Bless him. If I do it like that, you can see a bit of both. Yeah, they were both litter trained by their breeders and they did a really good job. We've never had, touch wood, we've never had any problems so far. How do you get them not to scratch the sofa? They don't scratch the furniture. If they do, they'll sometimes have a little go at this, but usually just if they want attention or if they're just being daft, and I'll just pick them up and take them back to their cat tree, and that helps to stop that behaviour. Another one here says, were you afraid that they might not get along with each other in the beginning? I was so nervous, had a bit of anxiety about it, to be honest. I'll move it now because Echo's gone. Yeah, I was a bit anxious, to be honest, because I love Echo so much and he was our pride and joy, and the last thing we wanted to do was make him unhappy or upset. But bringing Rory home was 110% the best thing we ever did for him. He is so much more happy now and he has so much fun playing, and Rory is just the last piece to our little puzzle. He's so cute and he's just such a funny little character. It's really funny watching him change and grow with time. It's so funny. Someone else says, how old are they and what breed are they and are they related? I think Echo is just over a year old, and I can't remember how old you are. I would say over 6 months, but I can't remember for sure. If I remember, I'll put it down in the description box. They're not related, they're from completely separate breeders, and they're both ragdolls. Rory is a lilac tabby, and he's mitted, so you can see his little mitts, and Echo is a high mitted blue tabby. What was your daily routine with Echo when he was a kitten? I've got loads of videos from when Echo was when Echo was a kitten. I'll leave them linked down below. I've got a giant Echo playlist. Unfortunately, I've not filmed as much of Rory growing up, but I'm hoping to do more of that going forward. But he's just such a funny little guy. Oh, he's off. Bye then. It was nice to see you. Were they friends / brothers from minute one? No, if you watched the coming home video when we brought Rory home, they had a bit of a standoff, but to be honest, from the get-go, they were getting on quite well. There was a bit of time in between where Echo... Stop it! Where Echo wasn't 100% himself for maybe 1 or 2 weeks, but now they are so fine with each other. I said at the beginning of the video, some days they're friends, some days they're not. What I mean by that is some days they'll play loads and cuddle and sleep together, and other days they don't really want anything to do with each other and you just kind of do their own separate thing. And those days are the days where Rory is more clingy to me because he just loves affection and touch. How do you cat-proof a house, windows and plants? Each to their own, you know. We just don't open the windows when the cats are around, and even if I open a window it's only the tiniest bit and it's while I'm in the kitchen and I'm there. We just crack the windows. You can get all kinds of different systems in place to make it more safe for them, and as for the plants, we just keep them up out of the way where they never go. We've even got a little salt lamp, but they can't get up onto that counter or that cabinet, so it's absolutely fine there, but I would never have it down here because I would hate for them to lick it and for something bad to happen. Was Rory or Echo ever really hyperactive or easily scared of things, and does it get better? Yeah, Echo was quite a nervous kitten, and Rory does not like the Hoover one bit, or my hairdryer, and when it goes off he just goes and runs upstairs and hides under the bed. I think it's just, you know, working their way up, gaining their trust. Can you hear him? The things that we've done to help with this is when we use the vacuum cleaner, once we've finished, we bring the cats down and we let them sniff it while it's turned off. That way they get more confident and they know it's not actually a threat. I put loads of treats up there, but they never go up to the top, so anything you would have done different now with bonding them? No, I'm so happy with everything we did, and I think listening to the breeder's advice, because she knew Rory and I knew Echo, worked so well, and they're just great friends now, and it happened much quicker than I thought it would. If you've got 2 cats that aren't getting along now, just know that over time they will get better. I've had cats in my life that just never got on, but they would tolerate each other, and that's all you really need. Someone else said, is it easier to have 2 cats and do you brush their teeth? It's definitely easier to have 2 cats, I think, because they play with each other, which does help, and they just have so much fun, and I don't brush their teeth. I've tried and I failed. When you had just Echo, how many times did you play with him? Because I work from home, whenever he was wanting to play or acting up or seeking attention, I would just play with him, and it's the same now, because when Rory wants to play, it doesn't mean that Echo wants to play. They're up there. But yeah, you know, at the end of the day, you're their world, and it's important to remember that. Someone else said, what litter do you use? And I think the litter is called Eco Grain. It's the wood pellet stuff, and I do like it. And I think it's much better than like the cat sand because it gets all over the house, whereas this kind of stays contained. I got kittens the same time you got Rory. Do you leave biscuits out for them all day or only wet? I was advised when we got Echo to leave biscuits out for the full year that you've brought them home, because whilst they're in that first year they're doing the most growing they will ever do, and it's important that when they're hungry they have access to food. But I do supplement their diet with the Blink pouches that you saw at the beginning of the video, and I feed that freely really as much as they want, but they are quite wasteful with it, so sometimes I'm a bit more restrained. What do you do when they have zoomies and how often do they get them? I would say twice a day, and I just laugh at them when they get the zoomies. It's so cute and so funny. They also get poomies, which is after they've had a poo and they just like run around the house. Sometimes happens when they've had a wee as well, and it's something to do with the nerve like in their stomach, and when it's like agitated it makes them go really crazy, and it's just so cute and funny. I've said before it sounds like a herd of elephants running around the house. Do you have a link to your cat tree? I'll leave it down below for you guys. I get so many questions about it, but I do recommend it. Really like it. It's holding up so well as well, and the cats love it. Like, as you can see, Rory's just sleeping on it. What good brand do you give them? I'm looking to change my cat because he's got bored. We've tried all kinds of brands. I think at the minute Blink is working well, but they are fussy. They go through phases, and sometimes they'll like the chicken, sometimes they'll like the fish flavours, but I think just having variety in their diets does help, and just trying to use your psychic abilities to know what flavour food they want that day helps too. Do they ever wake you up at night, and do they ever hiss at you, and do you discipline them if they're behaving naughty? Rory wakes us up about 7 o'clock every morning, which is fine. He's got a little habit now of biting my legs, like just nibbling my legs, and Echo used to have the same habit, but it would bite our chins, so I think it's just a phase. If he's doing naughty things like that when I'm sat on the sofa and he keeps biting my legs for attention, I just gently go on his face and he doesn't like it, and that's kind of my reinforcement, and I just say no, and then I get a toy and I play and I distract him, and that's what I did with Echo, and it worked really well. Whether you're supposed to do that or not, I don't know, but it does work, and it's a really gentle way to discipline them as well. And they never hiss. I've never been hissed at by the cat. Once was hissed at by Echo when I was trying to play with him when we first brought him home, and I ran and he really didn't like it and he got really scared and he hissed, but that is the only time he's ever hissed. Other than that he hasn't. They hissed at each other when we first brought them home, but they haven't hissed since, so it's just it's a defensive behaviour. So if your cat is hissing at you, it just means they feel threatened, so make yourself smaller and make them feel less intimidated, I guess. Do they use each other's litter trays? Yes, they do. They've got no problem using each other's litter trays. I get a lot of questions about litter trays, so just in case you were interested, I take out the dirty litter once or twice a day, and I always take poos out straight away because they stink. And that's how I keep on top of it, and then once a week I do a full litter refresh, and that just works for us. Do you plan on getting another kitty? No, we're happy, we are very content. We have a very small house, and even if we wanted another cat, we can't fit another litter tray. And I think it's supposed to be like 2 litter trays per cat. We've got 2 at the minute, and it's working fine for us. But I mean, cats are expensive too, you know, you've got to think about the extra vet bills and the cost of the food. And it's not fair on them either. They're so happy right now, and I just feel really fulfilled. How do you manage the cat hair? I have a Ragdoll but want another one, but I vacuum all the time. The answer to this is I don't manage the cat hair. It is quite its own force. We have like the lint rollers, and we hoover up the sofa. I sweep most days, but as I'm looking around and I can just see little balls of fur everywhere, and like the rims of the chairs are like covered in cat fur, so if you don't like fur, don't get a Ragdoll is my advice. What made you decide about getting Rory? There's so many good questions here. I'm sorry this is going on, but I feel like it's interesting to you guys. I always wanted to get 2 cats. I never intended to just have the one. When we got Echo, we were straight on waiting lists for another cat. I really wanted to enjoy just having 1 cat for a little while. We were first time cat parents and I just wanted to enjoy it. But then I thought, you know, having 2 would be better. We could get out and about and we wouldn't have to worry about them being lonely. Ragdolls are a very sociable breed, so if you do just have one, it's important to think about getting them a friend so that they're not alone, especially if you're out of the house most days too. All that happens is they can start to get like negative behaviour and start to act up as well if they're bored or if they're lonely. Do you have issues changing their food? I changed mine. He has stomach issues after. Yeah, if you change their food, you're supposed to do it gradually. I never have, because they're just gannets and they eat whatever I put down. But if I swapped their food today, they would have diarrhea for like a day or 2. When we first brought Rory home, he insisted on eating Echo's food and he was not well for about a week. And slowly over time it's gotten better, so just be aware of that. Do they shed a lot? I think I answered that in my last question. The answer is yes. I brush Echo once a day, sometimes twice a day, and every time I get like a giant thing of fur off. Would they be okay around children? Yes, 100%. My little niece comes and they absolutely love her. They can be a bit more standoffish because they've never been around a toddler, but I would have no worries about them being around children at all. But that's saying that for my cats. You know, every cat is different depending on how they're brought up and their experiences they've had in their life. But I would trust my 2 cats with any child that came, as long as the child was respecting them as well. I think it's important that the children in a cat's life understand a cat and know how to behave around a cat. So things like not pulling their tails or pulling their whiskers, just patting them and gently stroking them. So making sure you're observing children's behaviours around a cat, I think, is massively important. Do they like to stay on your knee rather than next to you? Yeah, I think so. Neither of them really are lap cats. If I bring them and put them on my knee, they will stay and sometimes fall asleep, but as soon as they wake up, they're off again. Rory likes to snuggle really close next to me. Echo is more like he sits on the puff or he's like at the other side of the sofa, but he likes to be close. Do they like baths? This is the last question. No. I've never properly bathed the cats because I don't think it's necessary for us. Some people do, and if you are going to do it, you have to do it from being a kitten because it can be quite a traumatic experience for them. Cats just don't like water generally. I'm still not sure if Rory will end up in the bath with me one day because he's very intrigued by water. If I have to give them like a bum bath, they're fine with it to an extent. I mean, actually Rory screams the house down like I've set him on fire and Echo does the most pathetic, heart-wrenching meows I've ever heard. And then I'll just wrap them up in a towel, and I usually use the hairdryer to just dry them off so that they're not as wet. But no, I don't bath them because it's just very stressful for them and they clean themselves. Cats are very, very clean, so I just don't think it's necessary. So I hope I answered all the questions that you wanted answering, and if you've got any other questions at all, let me know. Leave me a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you an insight of what it's like to have 2 ragdolls that aren't necessarily siblings but do get along very well. They make my life so much happier and more content, and I just couldn't imagine living without them now. So let me know if you want to see another video like this in the future. I might try and do one every few months or maybe every month depending on what feedback I get from you guys. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a really wonderful rest of your day and I'll see you all in the next video.